Statistically, 47 children per day are diagnosed with cancer. Annually, that's 17,000 children a year. On average, about 2,000 children pass. The one disease that takes children out over all the others is cancer, pediatric cancer, and that's what's not spoken about. I was trying to figure out, how can I bring more awareness? Why isn't there enough people advocating for change, even legislation? Only 4% of government research funding goes to childhood cancer. The majority goes to breast cancers and other cancers, and which is still good for the other cancers that are fighting. But for children, it's been at 4% since the 80s. There's no increase. That's why there's no pharmaceutical companies making new treatments or chemotherapies to be able to help with the survival of these children. So it's important to know that, and children should always come first in everything we do. The focus should always be ensuring that there's funding and services, resources available for any of our children to survive, because they literally are our future. Our children need to be the focal point of what's going to happen in the future. So why wouldn't we always focus on children first before anything else? Everybody knows what's going on right now in our economy. Groceries are more expensive. When you have a family that does not have SNAP benefits or government assistance, or it's a family that had a reduction in their government assistance, they're not able to put enough food on the table. We live in the United States. That shouldn't even be a thing. We're not a third world country. Why is it that we have families that are battling this illness and they can't even have food on their table? Those are the top needs that we have for our families, making sure and ensuring they have lights on, they have food on the table, and they have a roof over their head. We had a little girl, 11 years old. We were doing what's called our Weeks of Giving. And as we're loading the gifts into the car, the little girl stops me at the door and she says, "I want to thank you for doing this for my mom." And to be 11 years old and to have that kind of maturity in saying that, it's tough. It's tough because what happens is those little kids end up growing faster because they want to be there for their parents. And so we want to be able to provide that support where they feel that they're seen too. That way they can be part of the family and not be a little bit distant, wondering where is their place in the world. That's why it's important for us to bring that awareness and share with our community that these families need support. We have another family, Donica, 10-year-old girl, insurance dropped her, stage 4 cancer. Mom was trying to pay out of pocket. We're talking about $15,000 a month for her treatment. That's impossible for families to cope with and deal with. And so we did a fundraiser through one of our partnerships with Quick Crack Car Wash, and we're able to raise enough money to catch her up on her mortgage. These families are the families that are your neighbors, they're in your neighborhood, and a lot of people don't even know these stories, and they're about to get evicted. How can you have a family that's unhoused, battling childhood cancer? That's something we're trying to prevent. The goal is for us to get enough funding to be able to pull them out of that financial struggle. But it's not just a monetary gift, it's having events. Being able to work with one of our partners at San Antonio Ballet, give them an experience. Alamo City Arts gets them to see a concert. San Antico's Theater allows them to send them to the movies, things like that. It's not always just paying the bills, but it's showing that they have a community with arms wrapped around them. If somebody was out there wanting to give to us, I would tell them, you're helping families. You're helping families that need it the most. Families that are in the struggle, families that are traumatized by the condition that their child's going through. It can literally put a smile on their face. It can help them ensure that they don't lose their home, that they have a car to drive. They can get back and forth from work because we do pay for transportation costs. It can literally help a family in a real way that what we think as is just our everyday lives, we take for granted. But these families are struggling and fighting. Can I make it to the next day? When it comes to wanting to donate or support us, I think if you cannot monetarily give, if you cannot donate financially, share. Help us grow awareness, help us bring awareness to our community. Because even today, a lot of people don't know what month childhood cancer is. They know what month breast cancer awareness is, which is October. They know what color it is, which is pink, which is beautiful. I'm hoping that we could look at children and say, hey, this is the month of September. Let's bring more awareness. You know, their color is gold and yellow. Let's wear those colors during that month so we can help bring more support to the families in need.